y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be shooting several videos for the channel, and I'm hoping that I will start being able to film them early and then post them throughout the week as I can, instead of having to find time to shoot a video, then edit it, then post it, and then shoot another one and edit it and post it, because it takes longer for me instead of just filming them like a week ahead and doing it that way. I think that would be easier. First video I'm doing is just a quick update on Malachi. I thought I would share the good news. So the last video that I shot of her was on Sunday, and today is Wednesday. On Sunday she was still refusing food. However, on Monday I got her to finally eat. And the way I did that was, instead of picking her up and force feeding her, I have a strainer, just like you would have like if you were going to strain pasta, that I use with the fish just to scoop them up. And then if I need to look at them, that's easier for me. It doesn't stress them out as much. And I have a strainer that I use in quarantine particularly, and I had been picking her up with that, and instead of me then picking her up as well, I left her in the strainer and I didn't touch her. I just took my syringe and squirted a little bit of food in front of her face just to see if she would take it, and she did. And she ate very well on Monday. Yesterday I got a little curious, and I just took my usual gel food and just kind of sprinkled it in the water without catching her or putting her in the strainer, and she went for it all by herself, and she is still eating on her own. So that is awesome news. I have been waiting for that for so long. I have been working with this fish for almost 2 weeks, trying to get her to eat and to get over this illness. A lot of people have been wondering what it is that was wrong with her. So I'm going to kind of briefly discuss what I think happened. So originally, when I noticed that she was having trouble, I noticed she was swollen, and she was what I believe to have been egg bound. The males in her tank had been chasing her pretty regularly, and she was, I think, very stressed from that itself. And then right before I moved her to my quarantine, she was gasping at the surface. She was bottom and top sitting. She was refusing food, and the males were not leaving her alone. So I moved her and I put her in my quarantine tub, and I added some Epsom salt and a heater, as well as a sponge filter with an air stone. Now within those couple days she really didn't change very much, and I ended up getting very, very nervous, and I assumed that maybe there is some kind of other issue going on. Maybe her eggs are impacted, because I had tried massaging her, which I have done in the past successfully with other fish, but she wasn't having it. I also tried putting her with a male fish in there as well, and nothing happened. He wasn't at all interested in her, and she wasn't interested in him either. So that didn't work. So I started thinking, maybe there is a potential for an infection. Maybe the eggs got impacted and has set up a bacterial infection. So I added Canaplex. She went through 3 total rounds of Canaplex, and she stopped bottom sitting and top sitting, and she stopped gasping at the surface, and eventually the swelling went down. So that could have very well happened. However, she still wasn't eating. I then, was starting to talk to other fish keepers, and I talked to a guy at my local fish store who has quite a bit of experience with goldfish and fish in general. And we determined that there was likely some sort of GI infection. Over the next couple days, I continued trying to get her to eat. I started adding Metro as well. However, the store didn't carry Metro, it carried API General Cure, which has Metro in it, and Prozi. Even though I'd already treated her with Prozi when I first got her, I still decided that this was the best way for me to get the Metro, and the Prozi was not going to hurt her by any means. So I ended up doing that. She, was swimming around. She wasn't bottom sitting anymore, but she still wasn't eating, and I was getting kind of anxious, what's really wrong with this fish. And I still can't quite tell you 100% what was wrong. But she has had now 4 complete rounds of Metro and is now in completely clean water. I have discontinued those meds, and today she will begin Metro pellets that a good friend of mine is sending me. And we're going to see if that will clear everything up. So now, she started eating fine, and she is eating completely on her own. I'm not force feeding her by any means. I just sprinkle it in the water and she goes after it herself. She's also producing waste again. So, by looking at her and judging by her actions, you would think she was a completely healthy fish. But, some people were asking me on my Instagram, why don't I move her back now that she's eating? It is way too soon for that. She has been normal for less than 48 hours, and I'm not comfortable moving her back right now. I'm going to keep her in there throughout the complete cycle of Metro Med pellets, and then after a couple days, if she's still doing good, I will move her back, but I'm not doing that right now. Sometimes these fish can have reoccurrent episodes, or it may potentially come back, and I'm not comfortable with putting her back in that tank. I do not want the other fish to get sick if she's contagious. So I'm just going to keep her in quarantine and watch her for right now. I think that's the best option for me. But so far she's done really, really good, and I couldn't have done it without all of you. You guys have been absolutely wonderful, checking in on her, asking me questions, sending me messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so far she's doing really, really good. I will keep posting updates on my Instagram. But for now, she's doing really, really good. So I think I will probably continue doing the Malachi updates, probably maybe weekly now if nothing happens, until she goes back in the tank. But for right now, I think she's stable and she's good. So that's what we're going to go with. So I appreciate all you guys, and thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.